Hello and welcome to the, I guess, beginner episode or slower episode. If you have been following this channel for a while, you know we play a lot of solo challenge, and we play it quick, we play it fast, we play it loose. But for this episode, I'm just going to go a little bit slower, so that if you're a little bit new to the whole solo gaming, terraforming strategies and stuff, I'll let you in on. Basically, I'll go slow enough so that somebody can understand, and then maybe the next time they watch a video, they actually understand what's going on. Just in case you don't know, Terraforming Mars is a competitive game, but you can play a solo against the board, in which case, if you play with Prelude, you have 12 generations to get a TR rating, because I have TR 63 on. We also play with the house rule that if you get all of the metrics up, despite, you get like a win. It's still considered a win, but 63 is definitely the more prestigious. And then we just include the Prelude expansion and all the companies in the standard draw. So, good stuff. So, Terraforming Mars, you're going to be picking a company. I'm going to assume you know how to play Terraforming Mars in general, but you pick a company based on, the effects you get. Don't worry about clicking up front, because you need to know the whole package deal of what company, what preludes, and what cards you have to go with it. And I think that the best way of summing up cards is like, first, early to mid game, you're looking for production. What card will give me the most profit or value or spooling up the engine? The next level of card you might be looking for is something like this space event that gives you a terraforming metric more directly. Arctic algae is often one that I jump on because it's going to give you 2 plants for every ocean, which 9 times 2 is 18, and another plant. So that's a couple of greeneries. A good way of terraforming, which is eventually the goal of the run. So those make a lot of sense. And then that kind of goes into the third category, which is cards that have very powerful effects. So blue cards. So for a company like Terractor and Credit Core, they have ongoing effects that are discounts or rebates. And then you could argue that a card like Arctic Algae is a powerful effect, or Regolith Eaters is an okay effect, but if you combine it with a scenario like other cards, in this case we have a very poor showing for that, it could be more powerful. And then finally, there are points cards. Points that I just love chasing because I love getting points. Generally, if you do really good in the income side, you're going to be more hemmed in by getting cards. So income and cards generally are the way to play. The more cards you've played over the course of the game, the better off you'll be for it. Between these two companies, just for this, now talking about this run, I'm not sure what we want to do. We might go Credit Core just because we have no real Earth Tag synergies. Maybe we go a bunch of energy just to get some longer term production and we lean into it. As mentioned before, Regolith Eaters and Arctic Algae have interesting effects. These guys are all less likely. They have down the road effects that I'm not interested in trying to chase. Terraforming good. None of our cards are over 20, so we're kind of wasting the Credit Core ability, but I figure that we'll probably end up buying greeneries, which we'll get a rebate on. It won't be too bad. So we're just going to start the game with basically a lot of money and a little bit of energy production, and I'm going to play the Martian Survey to draw 2 more cards because our start was pretty weak. We got more kind of weak stuff going on. And I almost played Water Import from Europa. I will play Arctic Algae first because I do want to play our Convoy from Europa. And I'd really like to know what I got for a card. Something I can't play because I don't have a titanium production. That's fine. I'm going to grab 2 more cards because I really, really want to do something useful. And we actually got something useful. This is a building tag, energy, and I said I was going to go slow this game, and then I reverted into what I was doing. We have no cards in our hand that are actually good for production. Our nuclear energy is -2 income for 3 energy, which is fine for the heat, but I don't want to destroy our income too hard up front because we only have our 15 base TR. That's not really enough money to grease the wheels. But by doing robotic workforce, all of a sudden, another energy and a steel income Now all of a sudden we have a little bit of income to hopefully get through on this game. Again, this is an exceedingly weak start. The fact that I had to play Arctic Algae out the gate is even weak, because like I'd rather wait till round 4 or 5 and then just play my cards at that time, play my ocean cards. So maybe we're going to lean into the events. Quantum Extractor, very powerful card. 4 energy is good, but then the -2 on space, even more convenient and nice. We don't have any science. Oh, we do have a science. So we're actually at 2 if we have that, so not too bad. Energy production, I kind of want to take, but I think that would be slowing down our engine a little bit too slow. And then mining expedition at least gets us some TR progress. And if I play it, that's all I can do, right? Yeah, because now I'm shy $2 from buying the nuclear power. But honestly, whatever. We're going to use our steel on it. We've had a couple of turns of producing 5 energy. It's a pretty, again, weak start. But now we have some more science. This card is over 20, so it's actually quite potent for us. Do I want to do the Mars University? No, I think we lean into the energy game, even though that'll give us minus money. We'll just try and be best, you know. We can get more energy production from that science tag and the space science tag that I picked up. And Mars University allows me to cycle cards as we play. These are some very powerful cards. Terraforming Ganymede in particular can really help you get the 63 TR you need. However, we just don't have the Jovians, and we're so strapped for cash, we're just going to try and... Ooh, ore processor. I almost didn't even see it. Using 4 energy to make an oxygen and a titanium is very good for us. So we're going to ignore the Terraforming Ganymede, and we're going to try and get that ore processor going. It gives us something to do that isn't... that ain't bad, basically. It's going to suck because it's going to slow down our heat production by a whole cycle, basically, as my new energy comes on board, but that's fine. Again, I'm not desperate for a card cycle right now, so I'm going to hold off on Mars University, take this $8 to the next gen. But we really do want to play Quantum Extractor sooner rather than later. 4 energy is quite powerful, but also the discount on space opens up more cards that we'd hold off to play otherwise. Business networks is what I'm looking at here, that and greenhouses. Business networks is good because it allows us to get more cards, but we're not in a strong income. Like, we're not strong on our income right now, so we can't really afford to go and get new cards. We kind of have to deal with the cards we have. Greenhouses can be very powerful. We might get another city up here or there, but this might only be 4 or 5 plants max, which is pretty good for $6, but it could very easily be 2, and I have to pay for it now and then hold on to it. I can't afford it, so I'm gonna stay away from that. We are going to continue pumping the oxygen. At least the oxygen is the harder TR to get, but as I picked Credicore specifically because we could do the oxygen a little bit more cost effectively with our bonus. Now that's not on the table anymore. I do want to do Mars University. I'm just not sure which card I want to cycle. I definitely want to cycle because I want to see more cards in the deck. This is more of a points card, but the extra TR can be helpful. This asteroid mining, I can't even play. You know what? Yeah, let's do the asteroid mining. I already said no to the TR per Jovian, so. And then we got research coordination. Cool. So that means that we are at 2 science tags if I play this card, which kind of sucks. I should have actually, I'm realizing as I clicked it, played a different science tag, because I was then going to play research coordination and then quantum, but then that space tag would have been cheaper. So this would have been a better chance to maybe play regolith eaters. Regolith eaters actually goes quite well with imported nitrogen. I hadn't made that connection until now. We're going to get rid of Space Haven because this is really more of a points card than it is income. 1 titanium is hardly ever going to pay off the 25 down payment, even with discounts. And there's some more science. So this costs 13. it cannot be afforded this gen. I think I will play Regolith Eaters then, but what card are we going to cycle next? The only card left that I'm willing to cycle, because again, good card, good card, good card, good card, good card, later card, Tundra Farming, is 2 points, which is nice, and a little bit of income and plants, but it's not enough plants to help me win the game later. It's just... Oh, this almost would have been enough too. It's just one of those things that's nice to have, but no thanks. Thanks, but no thanks. So we just got an event that makes it $8 cheaper to play a card. So we were very close to being able to play that and get that science card a little bit earlier. I don't think we have 2 Earth tags. We will have a wild tag, but not 2 Earth tags. So Space Hotels, despite it being very powerful, is off the table. Flooding, our big asteroid is very good for us. A lot of terraforming, and it's over 20, so we get a rebate. It's space tag. Flooding is also probably pretty good. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 oceans accounted for. This is 6. That's fine. I think we take these. Then we'll take another microbe. So every 2 microbes allows us to make an oxygen. And every 4 energy allows us to get a oxygen bump and a little bit of titanium, which will help buy space cards. Quantum Extractor, I'm feeling pretty good for it. What card do I cycle? I almost get rid of Artificial Photosynthesis. And I also don't actually need the wild tag. I am going to play this event to get this cheaper. I know it cost me a point, but I think that the money's a little bit more useful. I can't think of what tag I might need, but I have a hard time not... Like, I guess Artificial Photosynthesis does come... Okay. Buy wild tag. We don't want you. Sorry. Okay, but next turn we're going to be 1 heat short again. I feel like I've just been off the mark for heat. Had we gotten this free heat income from the board, which happens at 24 and 20, we would be much better off. This, I think, brings us full circle on these 2 cards. Is 1, 2, 3 oceans, right? 1 here, 1 for free later on. If we can get the heat that high at this rate, it's unsure. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... 6, 7, 8, 9. That's 9 oceans accounted for. We have some heat bumps coming. Do we want Electro Catapult? This is actually a very good card for selling steel for $7. So I think we're going to take that. I can't take Noctis Farming. I like Noctis Farming if we had nothing to do with our steel, because it's fine. But we're already grabbing 3 cards. We're going to be strapped for cash as it is. That is totally fine. Get a couple of oxygen modes. We don't really need to worry about oxygen either, because we are doing so exceedingly well in oxygen in particular, between not only the fact that we're already like halfway there because of our energy and stuff, but you might have forgotten, because we haven't been playing many oceans, we have Arctic algae. It's been played, so we just need to get stuff downrange. Instead, we're going to do Big Asteroid first, though, specifically because it's going to give me a bunch of titanium back, and it's over $20, so now we're going to make money. It's pretty fantastic, and that means that we might have enough for something. I thought we might, but we're $2 shy on Comet. And we're also $2 shy on Flooding, but I don't want to sell cards because having extra cards has been an issue this whole game, because we have card cycle every time we play the science tag. So yeah, let's not worry about Earth Office. Would have been nice. I mean, I could hold on to Interstellar Colony Ship and use Earth Office, but right now it doesn't really seem worthwhile. Mining rights is a big maybe. A lot of this is just stuff I'm not interested in, to be quite honest. I almost have a rule with myself, though. Never don't grab Earth Office, because it's so easy for it to just make a whole bunch of cards so much easier to play. I think we do these clicks, so we go and get the oxygen. We're at a convenient spot right now where 8 extra heat, or energy rather, is enough to go and get a heat bump every gen. And then this extra little actual heat is just gravy on top. Giant Ice Asteroid seems pretty fantastic for us right now, to be honest. Not sure where I want to put my first greenery on the board. But I think I want to put my first greenery over here. And you, because there's a lot of plants to be scooped up over here and then money between oceans. But over here, where there normally are plants, it's kind of been taken up by neutral territory, and I already want to put my mine over there. So, as to not be stuck where I've placed my mine, I'm going to place my greeneries there. I guess I could have put an ocean down by this titanium, and grab that titanium production. I'm not sure. I might still do that. So I'm going to go here, because I think the steel is actually quite helpful for me right now. That gives us the free heat bump because we hit the oxygen level. No, I will do flooding for plants. Oh, I was going to do flooding for plants because 2 plants plus the Arctic algae would get us to 7, and then when I put the mine down, we'd have 8. But I actually would rather put an ocean here. Well, no. If it gets me a greenery this turn, I think it's worthwhile. Going a little bit more roundabout to get it. Because it looks like what I'll do with my greenery pattern is maybe go this way. And I don't know. Maybe I'll go this way and put a city in here. We gave up on taking the capital when it was offered to us, which is the one city that gets points for being adjacent to oceans as well as greeneries. But that's fine. I don't even know why I have regolith eaters, to be honest. I'm not gonna play that yet. We still have -2 income, by the way. It's it's crazy how far we've gotten in this run, just based on our engine, despite our engine being so weak. And there's Antigrav, which is -2 on everything. It's one of the strongest cards in the game. Caretaker Contract is unlikely to be helpful, to be honest. But it always bails you out for a couple of cheaper TR if you do get to that point. Points per Jovians we've completely said no to. I need an extra... I might buy a card here. I'll buy that card just for fun. Just for fun? What do you mean just for fun? Because what I mean by just for fun is I can cycle cards when I play a science tag. So when I play this science tag, which I'll do for the sake of doing... I will take the plant income. We don't have need for much more energy. That allows me to cycle a card by points per Jovian. And we got grass. Well, it's okay. It's okay. Nothing wrong with grass for sure. I really want an animal to go with imported nitrogen, but at this point, using imported nitrogen on regolith eaters isn't all that appealing. Right, like it doesn't actually do anything because I think the oxygen's already going to be quite maxed out. I can't believe I hummed and hawed on Earth Office. I actually have 2 Earth tags in my hand. So we'll play Earth Office, $3 off on these, and then they're also space tags, so now all of a sudden... And they're also a card, so if we play Antigrav, it'll be even more. So an insane $7 discount on each of them would be very nice. We'll play grass, mostly because we have nothing better to do with our time. And again, had we played this ocean here, I could have got a greenery this turn. Which maybe would have been the way to go. It's really, I don't want to say it's debatable, like it probably would have been better, but I really do want to fill these in with oceans so that I can start playing greeneries more freely for maximized benefit, because you get $2 every time you place beside. Here's another points for frickin' Jovian, and standard technology, which basically breaks the game for us, for buying cities at least. And it's a science tag, so very powerful. So points per Jovian, I think we've seen... there's 4 of them in the whole game. and we've seen 3 of the 4. And had I just grabbed them, it would have been interesting. Noctis City is a pretty powerful city. Release inert gases is 2 TR, which helps us get to 63 quite easy. And standard technology makes all the standard projects cheaper, which if we do a standard project that's over 20, then we also get the credit core rebate. So that's quite powerful. Again, I said this would be like beginner friendly, but I still feel, I know that I've been going medium speed this whole time and not beginner friendly. So I am sorry that I had good intentions. This was supposed to be a good intentions run. It's a hard game because there's a lot of moving parts. So I really do feel for people that are trying to keep up when this isn't a game they've played a lot of. Because, you know, if you haven't played a lot of Terraforming Mars, or at least don't have a grasp of the base mechanics, it's like, why are you getting energy? And the energy's becoming this resource. And then every now and then you can click it and it becomes heat. And it's like, well, the breakpoint's 8 and 8, and if you get 8 heat, then you can make these. And then I'm just inherently counting the oceans and counting this extra free ocean without saying, ooh, the free ocean is nice. I see the cards, and immediately I know exactly what they do and how they play. So it's just a little unfair. But what do we want to do? What do we want to do right now? I really want the heat to be higher. So I think what I'm going to do is standard tech to get that card cycle. And now I don't know what to do. Immediately I don't know what to do. I guess we get rid of Caretaker. I mean, it's good card, especially if I do manually buy heat bumps. But it's not so good. And then we get my anti-grav after all. I may have played some cards before playing anti-grav. Obviously, if you get a discount to all the cards you're ever going to play, you should play the discount first. If you can. We can make our... This is not a bad card for us, actually. Turn your energy into money. We could do that. But for now, our energy is much better served as heat next turn. I'm going to buy this. It's $14, but because we have standard technology, we get a little bit of a rebate. I'm going to do it again. And if only I had a little bit more money, I could buy another heat bump, which would get us the... would get us the oxygen. Sorry, it would get us the ocean, which then I could place, and that would be fun. But we're not going to worry about it. What we really want is a 1-point animal. There's like predators, livestock, fish, and birds. Those are all 1-point animals. I think I seen birds go by earlier, but there's predators. Strip Mine helps you get the oxygen up. We don't need that. This is a card cycle and a card draw. And Cartel, despite it being very cheap, there's no sense buying the card for $3 and then playing the card for $3 just for the sake to make how much money per turn? $3? Yeah, no. So I think we're all on the same page there. I really want to invention contest, but I don't know what I would cycle. I should have bought extra cards just for the card cycle. And I keep saying that, but it keeps being true. But, oh, Eos Chasma is actually a good card. Okay, so points. Ocean, points. Okay. So power infrastructure, despite being a good way to get perhaps a little bit more money at the end of the game, we're going to stick to the points cards that we have. So now let's heat the planet, because that gets the breakpoint for the ocean. We go here with it because I really wanted to fill in this nook. No, I wanted to go here with it. Ah, crap. But we got Lake Marinara, so it doesn't actually matter. So Lake Marinara gives us 2 oceans. We can put one here, and we can put one here. So now all of this is filled in. And if I do one more heat bump, then I can play my last ocean card. So now we can play Noctis City. So I was holding off on Noctis City because even Noctis City gets the bonus from being adjacent to the ocean. So that's quite nice. We have made really good city spots. So let me go ahead and put this greenery here now that all those oceans are there. So this is a 3-point city, and then we get a lot of money back. So that's on the list of things to do. Let's do a predators. So predators is our 1-point animal. It allows us to eat the neutrals animal to gain an animal ourselves. Pretty good. This is, if I use 4 energy to create a titanium, it's not going to give us the oxygen because we've already done it, but I'll still have enough for 2 heat bumps next turn, which I am okay with. Just makes things a little bit cheaper. I forgot to sell a steel, so now we're going to sell a plant because I'm a dum-dum. And I think that we do this. I mean, these microbes are wasted. They're not wasted technically because I do get to put them on a card. I do get to put them on my Regolith Eaters, but Regolith Eaters puts up the oxygen, and the oxygen is not something. So, not something that we need to do any more of, at least. I'll do Eos Chasma as well. In the last round, what I'll probably try and do is focus on buying cities where possible. I'm going to buy this card, Release of Inert Gas, because I want to get as close as possible to 53 TR before the issue. Because we only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 TR to gain left. So we need 4 TR beyond terraforming the whole planet for this to be a 63-point TR win. It's almost definitely going to be a win in the traditional sense. I'm going to just make another microbe here, because activating that does nothing. If I put this greenery here, I get $4 back. $4 is 1 shy of buying a heat bump, so we will instead just get the plants with it. Not sure what the best decision is there. So with only 54 TR and I feel like we're in a good spot, but deceivingly far away, because getting 5 bonus TR can be quite difficult. Earth Catapult is traditionally one of my favorite cards in the game, because it's like the 3-point anti-grav that I played earlier, but you can play it from the very start, and I'd get money back on playing it because it's over 20, and I have a $5 discount, but you only get $2 on every card you play after this card, and I don't have any cards really worth playing. I mean, I might save $6. This is a TR, which is fine. I'll take it. It's something to use my steel on, because steel can only be on building cards. So bam. We will eat a neutrals bear. We will sell a steel for some money. And now we're gonna cry, because I just don't see, like, we have standard technology, so usually I go, haha, I win, but really we're quite far away. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab this card because I'm worried. Got mining area, not very potent. So this allows us to trade an energy production over for a TR. The titanium is probably fine. Not using my energy anyway. Alright, so now I need to buy a heat bump. I need to buy a heat bump. So at this point, it's like considered a minor victory that we're here. And honestly, instead of trying to do the 63 TR, because what will I do? I do 1313, gets me down to, because again, $3 back. Gets me down to $22. Sorry, it removes 26, so it brings me down to 12. So I technically would lose by $1, wouldn't I? Huh. Because I could sell all 3 of these cards. Yeah, I could sell all 3 of these cards, and I have $41. And the first, I would lose by more than that, because I need to do 16, then 16. Again, I get $3 back on each, so they're 13. but then I need 16 up front for the last click, and I don't have it, so this is not going to be a 63-point win in that case. I'm going to buy the $25 city, and I'm going to put it in this freaking hole, I think. Well, either way, I'm going to be able to afford this thing, so I just don't think I can get 2 cities. So we play that, we get money back from the ocean adjacencies, and we get money back because it's over 20. Now, if I bought a city here, I'd have the $1 left over, the $4 back, the placement, the whatever. I would be a little bit shy of buying Interstellar Colony Ship, but I still have a greenery to place. So without actually doing the math, because that's, math is for losers, this gets us up to $10, and then I buy this greenery, put it beside my city. It gets us to 14. Because I have the titanium, it only costs 11. It's actually over 20 as well, so it brings me down to $7. And I'm going to stockpile one more regolith eater. So again, the game is going to tell us we lose at the start of the game. I told you we kind of play a house rule where if you do all the terraforming, it's considered a win in the old model, but a loss by the harder thing to reach. So we have, minor victory for a modest amount of points. Not a good run. Breaking 100 is usually where I would say the easy differentiator is between a subpar game. Like, this is subpar. We didn't lose, right? So it wasn't bad. It's not like we lost with 60 or 70 points. Something completely awful. But once you get into that 100 points territory, 110, 120, 130... that's when you really start to go, oh my god, this is exciting, this is crazy. So, anyways, I hope you enjoyed a slightly slower episode. I know, again, I was really bad for talking about the things that I'm doing, and it was kind of a half-hearted attempt. If you're still here, I applaud you. But yeah, if you do want me to try again to be slower, I can do that. And if people just want faster, we'll just go back to speed running. I hope you enjoyed. I'll see you in the next one. Ciao for now.